Of course, I turn on the camera and the leaf blower guy decides to work today. I could wait for him to be done. Well, who knows? I don't even know what bush he's trimming. Anyways, hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm an illustrator. Welcome to my chaotic channel. We're gonna do a weekly vlog for this video, and we're starting on Wednesday. Cause why not? It is 4:30 Wednesday, Valentine's Day, hence why I have a heart thing on my cheek. I looked really cute at work today, you guys. I actually had to cover someone else's shift. I am very tired, and I've turned the camera on to help me get out of that couch because I was on it for about 45 minutes while eating. I am very tired, so I don't know how long I have it in me to work on this comic page, but I really do need to work on it because part of my goal this week was to finish that and an additional page, and we're already in Wednesday. I don't know how I'm going to accomplish that, but that's where we are today. I've got ginger turmeric tea. What's up, Clyde? I think he wants more of his little Nutriberry. I turned on the heater because it's also cold, and that doesn't really help in not making you feel like a couch potato. So yeah, we need to warm up and get back into this. I'm hoping, at least as a realistic goal, to finish the first panel. We're gonna start there. This panel has been very difficult for me to grapple with. I think it's the terrain has different perspectives because it's hilly. It's throwing me off. This whole empty area is going to be clouds drawn through tones, and that's going to be done digitally. So for now, I have to get used to all that empty space. It looks terrible. So it's messing up my idea of like proper composition. Not that I've really done a good job of composition in general. I've always struggled with proper composition. So there's just a lot of things going on in this piece. A lot. And it's taken me forever to get through it. Maybe I'm wrong in doing this, but I cut off the bottom part so that these guys would be much more in the focus, because I'm gonna draw in the vines and the floor, so that's gonna be a lot of details, and I want these guys to be the focus. Right now, this guy is the focus, and I don't want that. He's supposed to be in the foreground. Just as a worker, I might shade it all with one tone to like really push him away from the main focus. So I've also cut the panel. I'm going to extend this up more digitally so I don't have to like redraw the lines. I'm trying to contend with these different elements. Oh god, it's 7 o'clock. I am almost done. Almost done with this panel. I started doing the castle and that was like, my attention span went pew. And that sometimes happens when I am tackling something that I need to draw that I don't want to draw. And it's usually the castle. I don't like drawing structures, things that require lines, straight lines. Yeah, they make me really nervous because I usually draw them crooked. In this process, I've watched 2 YouTube videos and I've taken out 1 book from the library, thinking that like I could have Alexa read it for me as like an audiobook while I work. But then I got distracted in looking for the book, and then I found the book, and then I looked at the map, and then freaking 20 minutes passed. Yeah, so a lot of time is being wasted just because I am facing resistance, and this sometimes happens. That's a problem. I need to like deal with it, and I don't want to because I'm tired. My husband should be coming home in like maybe half an hour, and he's bringing dinner. I need to get this stuff done before he arrives. Because once he arrives, I'm just gonna hang out with him. Look at me stalling in front of the camera. Ah! Spoke soon because Jonathan just called. He is about 10 minutes away. I need to tidy up that kitchen because we're gonna eat there. That is a beautiful sight.
Fuck Valentine's.
Someone had to sit in traffic for 2 hours. Hello, it's Thursday, 2 o'clock. I went to a doctor's appointment. Then I did my art studies, which is what you just saw right now, and we're returning to this comic. I'm determined to finish 2 panels before oh no, I have to go to work in 3 hours. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm determined to finish 1 panel. I totally forgot I have to work. Anyways, let's jump in there. Tell me you're into journaling without telling me you're into journaling. Like, this is literally all just markers and washi tape. And then I have all the different notebooks that I plan to use over the weekend. It used to be just 2 notebooks. Now it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have my actual agenda on the outside pocket. So, wow, that's like 6 different notebooks. And they're all equally important. Wow, the lighting is crazy. I don't know why it looks like this, and it won't adjust, but whatever. It is 8 o'clock at night. We finally drove all the way to Riverside. Yes, I am also in my PJs. The saga continues with Clyde not liking this freaking cage. He has delicious treats in the bowl. That bowl right there. And he refuses to go down there. Like, that's how much he hates that cage. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the previous week-long vlog. I explained thoroughly about the drama with this temporary cage. Because since we don't live in this house, this is just his like temporary cage while we're here. The few times we're visiting my in-laws. So yeah, if you wanna get the rundown of this goddamn cage and how much he hates that cage. Check out that vlog. In the meantime, it continues. I am currently doing a little bit of journaling in my Sterling ink planner. I'm just summarizing what I've done today, which is the whole co-working with my friend, going to the bookstore. Oh, I just realized I never filmed going to that bookstore. Oops. Well, we did go to a bookstore. Wow, I can't believe I forgot to film that, you guys. Hopefully, if there's still a little bit of time, I will do some reading. But we are gonna have to wake up super duper early tomorrow, like 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to bed soon. What is that?
Water.
In a Tanqueray bottle?
Yeah. Juniper water.
Here we go again.
We have to deal with him.
Yes, I know we have to wake up early. Is this where you're going to sleep, Clyde? Is this gonna be your spot since you refuse to sleep in there? You good over there, Clyde? You getting sleepy? This is so weird. How are you so awake? It's the excitement of the flea market?
Yeah, definitely. Excitement of getting outdoors.
Clearly. It's so creepy. What the hell? Wow. You had really important things to do.
Mm-hmm. I thought I captured the sunrise because
This song is very appropriate.
We leave it for here. I designed the house that has a
It's very blue.
get a scope of it and then possibly make it to that one, just do a circle like this around it.
What is that? Like a paw? No.
No, it's I
Or is
think
it
a piece
just-
of a tail. Because there's still some.
Whoa! That's gross. Does that count as good luck though?
I consider so.
That was exactly a 4-mile hike. Yep, this is what it's like to have a car that can actually go on here. I'm dying. There's so many uphill portions in this run. Whew. Good morning. I am 1 day behind from my art studies. I really don't want to be behind these art studies because the whole challenge is to stay consistent with drawing anatomy and thinking about anatomy. It's like weightlifting. You can't just do it sporadically. It's the consistency where it really counts. So I am trying to stay on top of it. I'm always behind like 1 day. This is the first time I've been behind by 2 days. So it's not too bad. I think for my rules in doing this daily art study thing is to not be behind more than 2 days. I think that'll be my rule. So today I do have to catch up on that. Yesterday I did transfer all my writing notes from my commonplace notebook into my dedicated writing craft book, and it was very helpful to rewrite them because it was like a good reminder of what I should be considering while I'm writing. I was hoping for it to be helpful because I've been stuck in my romance fantasy story. I'm at the 80% mark and I've kind of frozen up on continuing it because I really am feeling like there's missing parts in it. I haven't fully developed some of the bigger ideas and some of the main characters truly like fully developed them, so I am feeling like hesitancy of continuing to write if I am aware that there's missing things. I'm sorry for the noise. It's Clyde playing in the box. I don't know if you can see. Let me show you. Hello. Hi. It's whatever gets him entertained, you guys. It's messy, it's noisy, but it keeps him happy, so that's all that matters. Going over my writing craft notes was very helpful, and on my run I was thinking more about what it is I need to work on. And so yeah, I need to stay on top of this story. I can't just let it go, because just like with the art studies, this writing thing is a muscle. You really shouldn't be stopping for a month here and there and doing it sporadically. A little bit every day is better than nothing. I don't know what I'm saying now. I guess I'm just saying I will be working on my story right now, writing a list of revision notes of like future Jasmine. She can deal with revising the story later. And right now I'll also be thinking about my next plan on how to tackle the next scenes, because I feel like the resistance of jumping into the next scene, I'm just not sure. A way to battle that is to make a game plan, outline, brainstorm. Not necessarily write yet, but doing all the back-end developmental stuff to kind of add a little bit of momentum, a little bit of push to start putting words down again. It's time to go over very briefly what books I got at the bookstore yesterday. Finally got Gideon the Ninth, which is a fantasy sci-fi book that's wildly acclaimed. It's supposed to be queer, very weird and complicated, or complex, I guess I would say. It's highly regarded. There's nothing more to say. I wanted to buy a physical copy so I could highlight things that I liked about it. I really wanted to appreciate it in its physical form, so it was nice to see this at my favorite bookstore. I was waiting to come back here to get it. I might start reading it today just because I'm not actively reading any fiction at the moment. I say fiction because I'm still reading my Napoleon book. I'm about halfway done with it. It's really, really good. It's kind of spooky and disturbing. We're currently in Moscow, while Napoleon is trying to figure out what to do. Moscow is in flames and his army has nowhere to go. So yeah, pretty tragic stuff, and I'm halfway done. So I've been enjoying reading this at night, so it's been a little bit slower than I was planning to, but it's been a great read. I had to actually put tape on the spine because it was breaking. This is my nonfiction current read. I don't have a fiction one, so I might start this today. And then the other book that I bought is Calentour by Storm Constantine. I have no idea who this author is. I have no idea what this book is about. I browsed some of the passages and it is quite well written. And I looked it up on Goodreads, and the first comment mentioned this book as highly regarded, very smart, very like woven literarily speaking about themes and symbolisms and metaphors. So it just seemed like this is a weird and smart fantasy, not super well known, and they did say that I should not read the author's intro about it until the end because the author's intro kind of spoiled it. So I'm not going to read anything about what this book is about. I stopped reading any more reviews and I just went for it. Sometimes, just like with these types of books, you see a cover that pulls you, you know briefly that it might be good, like you've seen hints of it being good, and that's it. That's all you really should need if you want to jump into a new adventure or a new experience without any preconceived notions. Like, you just have to go for it. So this was my I'm gonna go for it book, even though I have no idea what it's about. And the cover is kind of ugly, but I like it. One thing to note, it is about these cities that are floating. That's kind of cool. I love the idea of floating cities. 2 smart fantasy books for this week's trip at the bookstore.
Before entering the climax through a vent in the floor.
Got it. Yeah, bro. Got it.
I love that the cat passes by right about... You're so annoying.
It's like splash mountain. Here we go.
Wildlife is on the move.
You getting your workout?
It's just chicken eggs. Marty's air sizes. The next few hours will be the acid test of the Marty's radical design.
Hello! It's Tuesday, 2 o'clock. I just came home from day job. My main priority for today is to continue to work on my comic pages, but first I have to put in some of the art studies. They are absolutely terrible. And this is today's face drawing. It's already 4:30. I paused on the drawing to answer an email. It was like very important emails. One last thing before I finally jump into the comic drawing, which is what I really honestly should be focusing on, but I wanted to update my planner stuff. Per my planner system video that I posted before this one, I explained about my planners and how I'm no longer going to be using this to track my progress, but I changed my mind after a whole week of doing it on here. The experience just wasn't the same. This was me recording my progress every day of last week. I obviously stopped on Sunday and Saturday. I just didn't like it. I don't think I like this vertical format to write, and I don't also like the idea that this has been my studies book and then it's also going to be my progress tracker, when I like the idea that I have it all condensed in here for me, that after this year is over, I'll have just this to refer back to see how I overall did. So this is supposed to be like the biggest bird's eye view of my progress for just only my art and writing and stuff. And so this doesn't feel like it'll be a good bird's eye view. This is mixed with art studies and doodles, and it has its own tracker. I like how small this is, because at the end of this year I can say that if I want to get a good idea of how my life was like for all of 2024, I just have to visit these two books. After a week of a break, I'm gonna go back to this one and be recording my progress. For this one, I'll keep doing the art studies over here, and I'll have to figure out what to do with this middle stuff. I think I'll be doing random studies in here or doodles and just forget about the dates. It really bothers me to have dates here and ignoring them, but I'm gonna have to get used to ignoring them. So that means I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes to update my week progress and also do last week, since I didn't really write in here. So I'm gonna do that and then heat up some food and jump to that. So this is my progress diary for this week. Okay, I'm crazy, but I decided to add these little stamps that I got at a thrift store the other day. I want to use more stamps because I'm really concerned that if I use more stickers, it's going to bulk up these notebooks. Looks like the Wi-Fi or internet is down. probably from the rain. So we got nothing to watch. That kind of sucks because I'm still struggling with this page. I don't know if it's because I chose angles that I don't really have fun drawing, or if the drawings that I initially did, like through the under sketches, they're so ugly and bad that I don't feel very confident and therefore invested in these panels. So I do feel a little sense of dread in tackling this. So I'm doing my best to set myself up for success. I've got my coffee, decaf, because it's already 5:30. I cleaned the desk because it is a much nicer drawing experience to draw on a clean desk. And yeah, I think we're ready. We have to be. Oh, damn, girl. ¿Pero qué no decías que querías tomar tus propias decisiones? Well, my dad's from Spain. I can make fun of him. It's getting late. This is pretty much all I could get out. At least I drew the merchant. I'll have to draw Henry tomorrow. Still have about half the page to go. What you doing? Playing with cardboard? That was a pretty fun week-long vlog. If you have any questions about my process, definitely leave a comment below. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!